Hang on. Wait, it's time to start today's creepy cheapie, but there's a stupid bug in here. I don't know, a gnat or something. Hang on. Well, I keep the fly swatter in the drawer. Where'd he go? Oh, I got him now. Oh. Missed. Hang on. Here it is. Oh, we're on? Hello. Welcome once again to Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady, where we look for the finest in scary masks. And one of today's top mask companies is, of course, Zagone Studios. And one of their most horrifying monstrosities from the 2023 lineup was this guy I have right here. This is the Primeval vampire. Now, when I say primeval, I know that sounds like I'm saying two words, but I'm really only saying one word, okay? It sounds like I'm saying prime and then evil, you know, like prime number and then what criminals do. No, it's not like that. It's primeval. That's all one word. And it's spelled P-R-I-M-E-V-A-L. So it looks like you're typing Primeval, but you forgot space. So if you want to, enter a search to look for one of these on one of the websites or anything, again, this is put out by the folks at Zagone. And the Zagone Primeval Vampire, I think, is an especially scary, frightening mask. This could be used in some sort of, found footage in the woods, creepy, grainy sort of horror story. I like the fact that it's only slightly exaggerated. It's not a completely fantasy-looking concept. Most of the space of his flesh that we see is pretty realistic and pretty natural looking, like a severely decomposed, shrunken in, caved in, emaciated, withered, wrinkled, creepy thing that is recognizable as, something that could have been a human face once, but it's all rotted with age, like you might see at an archaeological dig site or a museum of ancient man or your high school class reunion, something like that. Now, if he looks familiar, and I bet he doesn't, if he does, in the first place, I want to go to your next family reunion, but if he does and you're a mask collector, might be another reason he looks familiar. Believe it or not, this same guy, this same sculpture anyway, was first put out in the year 1985. That's right, 85. Under the title Be Fiend. What? No, two words, but the B-E space Fiend. And I don't get that. I don't understand that one. He was kind of a Caucasian, orangey, peach, brownish sort of color. But there was a bee fiend and a bee ghoul and a bee devil, and they were all bee, the word bee, like be quiet, that kind of thing. There were the bee space and then the word. The only one that makes sense to me as a pun is the bee devil, because you can bedevil someone or something can bedevil you. For instance, a fly or bug can bedevil you, but bee fiend? What kind of a word is be fiend? When have you ever seen a movie where the hero came in and said, "Stop, horrible monster! How dare you befiend that poor girl?" No, see, that never happened, because that's not a real word. So I never quite got it. But the bee devil and bee fiend and bee ghoul masks had these strange collar hood sort of arrangements. Not quite like a nun's habit, but it might have been an interesting choice to have made a scary nun. Of course, this was 1985, a long time before the spate of zombie nun movies that came along much later. But they were sort of a collar like you think of Dracula or a vampire with a cape, except instead of just a cape collar, the collar sort of turned into a hood. And it seems to me it would have been a great choice for an alien to wear, because when I looked at those masks, I don't get it. It doesn't look really suggestive of any particular period of history or any particular country of origin or anything like that. You're just like, what? What is that? He's got a fabric? Well, Be Fiend was only around for one season back in 1985, and almost 40 years later in 2023, somebody found the mold at Zagone and figured out what I think is a far more effective way to make a really scary, cool mask out of it. Because again, this thing is pretty realistic and sculpted by Bill Eastrom, one of the most legendary mask sculptors in the history of monsters. It's mostly realistic with just enough exaggeration to make it a little disturbing, to make it not quite human, like fangs. And the fact that what little tiny bit of flesh he has on there is clearly angry, and he's giving you that, that mean look right there. So that's cool. Very scary mask. If this thing came popping out of a grave or any sort of the pit or a basement or something, man, he's scary, I think. And I'll take him off the plastic head here. This is a plastic head. And show you that he's got a wig, okay? It's the traditional Zagone style of mask, which is like a little more than a half mask. It comes right to there with the latex. And then the back, you have the wig that goes over the back of your own head. And the wig, also I should mention, has a sort of stretchy cap on there. But anyway, I never thought much of Be Fiend, but I do like a lot Primeval Vampire, who is super scary. And as far as Be Fiend and Be Devil and Be Ghoul, I'm not sure what the concept was exactly, but this is much better, I think. Yeah, those are the only three they did, I believe. Just those three: Be Fiend, Be Ghoul, and Be Devil, in that series with that weird collar on them. Of course, they could have made a mask with a white fabric hood instead of a black one, and had kind of a big square hood with a screen on the front, and called it the Beekeeper. Wouldn't that have been cool? Because like women could have worn it. Imagine that, a beautiful woman could have worn it to a Halloween party, and all the guys there would say, "Look at her, she's a keeper." See, that would have worked, but they didn't go for it. Anyway, that's your recommendation for this week. The very scary Primeval Vampire with his very weird history from Zagone. Darn it. I give up. Where's my can of spray? Flying insect killer. This time I'm going to get him for sure. Ah, there he is right there.